I walked down the aisle alone, not because I was brave, because the three people who should have been there chose to be somewhere else. My father's text came the night before. Hope you come to your senses. We'll be home if you do. My mother didn't write. She never does when she's disappointed. Silence is her sharpest tool. My sister called me pathetic. Said it to my face, actually in my tiny kitchen, looking around at the second-hand furniture like it proved her point. A plumber ratch. Really, who's going to show up to that wedding? I told her I hoped she would. She laughed, walked out, left the door open. 2. The morning of the wedding, I woke up next to him and felt peace. Not the performative peace you claim in yoga class. The real kind. The kind that sits in your chest and breathes for you. Leo was already awake, watching me. You still want to do this? He asked. Want to, I said. I've already packed my bags, mentally. I'm living in our life. They're just visiting the old one. He didn't argue. That's not who he is. He just made me coffee and kissed my forehead and went to pick up his brother, who was officiating. I got dressed alone, white dress, secondhand. Felt right. The venue was a community garden his crew had built last year. String lights in the trees, folding chairs. His mother cried before it started. His father shook my hand like I was already family, which I was as soon as I said yes. But their side was full. My side had 6 people, co-workers, 1 friend from college, my landlord who cried harder than his mother. The chairs for my parents stayed empty. My sister's chair stayed empty. The woman playing guitar started the processional. I walked, gravel under my heels, string lights above, Leo at the end crying before I got there. I didn't look at the empty chairs. I didn't need to. We got married, ate tacos from a truck, danced to a playlist, went home to our apartment and fell asleep still wearing flower petals in our hair. That was the wedding. That was the day my family decided I didn't exist. The documentary thing came 6 months later. A producer found Leo through a local trade school feature. They were doing a series on essential workers, skilled trades, the kind of labor that actually holds a city together. They wanted to follow him for a week, show the work. The pride in it. They don't want me, Leo said. I'm not interesting. You fix things, I said. You make things work. That's the most interesting thing there is. He laughed, said yes. They filmed him crawling under houses, replacing water heaters, explaining pipe pressure to the camera like it was poetry. They interviewed me once for 10 minutes. I don't remember what I said. Something about being proud. Something about watching him come home tired and satisfied. I didn't mention my family. They didn't ask. The episode aired on a Tuesday. We watched on our laptop, sitting on the floor, because we still didn't have a couch. His mom called during the credits, crying again. His brother texted, "You're famous, idiot." I laughed, turned my phone off, went to sleep. The next morning, I turned it back on. 110 missed calls. I stared at the number, scrolled through the names. My mother 17 times, my father 12, my sister 23, aunts, uncles. Cousins I hadn't spoken to since my cousin's wedding, where they'd asked what I actually did for work now, like my job at the nonprofit was a hobby. Voicemails piled up like receipts. My mother's voice, thin and fast Rachel, we saw the show. Why didn't you tell us? He seemed so, we had no idea he was so respect to call me. My sister's defensive, even an apology, okay, fine. He's not what I thought. The thing about the hospital, the charity work he does, you could have said something. Whatever. Call me. My father's the shortest we should talk. I listened to 3. Then I stopped. Because here's the thing about 110 missed calls. They don't change anything. They didn't show up. They didn't believe in him. They didn't believe in me choosing him. They only saw value when the world told them to. When a camera said this man matters. When strangers validated what I'd known alone. I sat on the kitchen floor for a long time. Leo found me there. Coffee in hand, phone in my lap. You okay? I showed him the screen. He looked at it, looked at me, didn't say anything, just sat down next to me shoulder to shoulder and put his coffee down where I could reach it. We sat like that for a while. Then I put the phone face down on the floor, screen hidden, calls unanswered. I'll make breakfast, he said. Okay. He stood, held out his hand. I took it.